Peace is not found. It is built. And most people never build it. They chase comfort, they chase distraction, they chase approval, but they still feel restless at night. Here is the uncomfortable truth. Most people do not feel bad because life is hard. They feel bad because their mind is undisciplined. Life has always been hard. It was hard in the time of Marcus Aurelius, who ruled an empire during war and plague. It was hard for Epictetus, who was born a slave and walked with a damaged leg for most of his life. It was hard for Seneca, who lived under a paranoid emperor and was later ordered to take his own life. Yet these men wrote about calm. They wrote about clarity. They wrote about inner strength. Not because their world was easy, but because their mind was trained. That is the difference. You do not need a new job. You do not need more money. You do not need better people around you. You need better habits of thought. You need structure inside your head. You need emotional discipline. You need a way to respond to life instead of reacting to it. And that is where Stoicism enters. Not as dusty ancient philosophy, not as complex academic theory, but as a daily operating system for the mind. Stoicism is not about suppressing emotions. That is a modern misunderstanding. It is about understanding them, directing them, mastering them. Most people do not know that Marcus Aurelius wrote his private reflections, later known as meditations, not for fame, not for readers, but for survival. He wrote to remind himself how to stay steady when the world was collapsing around him. These were not motivational quotes for social media. They were mental tools, and those tools still work today. In this video, you will learn 10 simple Stoic habits that you can apply immediately. Not theory, not abstract philosophy. Daily practices. Small shifts that change how you wake up, how you react, how you speak, how you think before you sleep. You will learn how to separate what you control from what you do not, and why this single distinction can remove most of your anxiety. You will learn why starting your morning without mental preparation guarantees frustration later in the day. You will understand the power of negative visualization, a technique that sounds dark, but actually increases gratitude and emotional strength. You will discover why lowering your expectations of others does not make you cold, but makes you peaceful. You will learn how doing one hard thing every day builds quiet confidence that no compliment can give you. You will see why speaking less often makes you stronger, not weaker. You will understand how detaching from praise and criticism protects your stability in a world addicted to opinions. You will learn a simple nightly reflection method practiced by Roman Stoics that keeps you improving without self-hate. And at the end, you will face the most powerful Stoic reminder of all, the awareness of mortality, not as fear, but as clarity. These habits are simple. That is why most people ignore them. They want dramatic change. They want instant transformation, but Stoicism works differently. It builds strength slowly, quietly, consistently, and here is why you should stay until the end. The first few habits will calm your mind. The middle ones will strengthen your discipline, but the final ones will change your perspective on time, control, and identity. The last lesson ties everything together. Without it, the rest becomes advice. With it, the rest becomes a system. By the end of this video, you will not just know more about Stoicism. You will think differently. You will notice your reactions. You will catch your impulses. You will feel a small but powerful shift in how you carry yourself. That shift is the beginning of mental freedom. This is not about becoming emotionless. It is about becoming unshaken, not passive, not cold, but steady, clear, intentional. The world outside may stay chaotic. People may stay unpredictable. Problems may not disappear. but your response can change. And when your response changes, your experience of life changes. That is the Stoic advantage. 10 habits. Simple, practical, timeless. If you are tired of feeling controlled by moods, tired of overthinking small problems, tired of giving your energy to things you cannot change, then this video will give you tools, not inspiration. Because motivation fades, discipline remains, and mental discipline begins with daily habits. Welcome to our channel, where we do not chase comfort, we build strength. If you value clarity, resilience, and self-mastery, subscribe now and become part of a community that trains the mind every single day. Stay with me until the end, and let's begin. Control begins with a simple line drawn in the mind, and this line was made clear by Epictetus when he taught that some things are up to us and some things are not. This sounds basic, yet most frustration in daily life comes from ignoring this rule. You control your thoughts, your choices, your effort, your words, and your attitude. You do not control the weather, the traffic, the economy, other people's opinions, or how someone decides to treat you. The problem is not that these external things happen. The problem is that we argue with them internally. Energy leaks when you fight reality. The mind keeps replaying what should not have happened. It keeps building speeches you will never say. It keeps resisting facts that are already final. A Stoic approach cuts this waste at the root. When something upsets you, ask one clean question: is this in my control? If the answer is yes, act. If the answer is no, release. Releasing does not mean you approve of what happened. It means you refuse to suffer twice. You refuse to carry what is not yours to carry. This daily habit creates instant mental relief because it closes the door on useless resistance. You stop arguing with life and start directing yourself. The shift feels small at first, but it changes the texture of your day. Problems shrink to their actual size. Emotions calm faster. Focus returns, and with focus, strength grows. The next habit begins before the world even touches you. It begins in the first few minutes after you wake up. Marcus Aurelius wrote personal reminders to himself each morning, not because he loved writing, but because he knew the day would test him. Before reaching for noise, before checking messages, before letting the outside world enter your mind, prepare it. Expect difficult people. Expect delays. Expect discomfort. This is not negativity, it is strategy. When you expect friction, you do not overreact when it appears. If you walk into the day believing everything should go smoothly, the first obstacle feels unfair. But if you begin with awareness that humans can be impatient, selfish, distracted, or rude, then their behavior surprises you less. Your reaction becomes measured. You stay steady. Morning intention shapes perception. If you decide that no matter what happens, you will respond with patience, your mind searches for patience instead of anger. This habit lowers frustration because it removes shock. Nothing ruins your mood because nothing feels personal. The day unfolds, and you move through it with preparation instead of panic. Then comes a practice that many misunderstand, yet it is one of the most powerful emotional tools in Stoicism. Seneca encouraged brief moments of negative visualization. This means you occasionally think about losing what you currently enjoy: your health, your time, the people you care about, not to create fear, not to create sadness, but to sharpen appreciation. When something is guaranteed in your mind, you grow careless with it. You complain about small inconveniences. You postpone meaningful conversations. You assume there will always be more time. Negative visualization interrupts that illusion. You remember that health can change, that time moves quietly and does not pause, that people are not permanent fixtures in your life. When you reflect on this even for a minute, gratitude rises naturally. Ordinary moments gain value. A simple meal feels enough. A short conversation feels important. This practice reduces entitlement because it reminds you that nothing is owed. Everything is temporary, and temporary things deserve attention and respect. Another habit strengthens emotional control in real time. Between stimulus and response, there is space. Most people collapse that space instantly. An insult comes and anger follows. A delay happens and irritation appears. A mistake occurs and self-criticism explodes. Stoicism trains that small gap. When you feel a reaction rising, pause. Do not deny the emotion. Just delay expression. Count slowly. Breathe deeply. Let the first wave pass. When angry, wait. When emotional, delay. This pause feels uncomfortable at first because the ego wants immediate release. It wants to defend, to attack, to justify. But when you train yourself to hold back, you gain power. You realize you are not your first impulse. You are the one who chooses what to do with it. Regret often follows instant reaction. Strength follows deliberate response. Over time, this space becomes natural. People notice your calm. They sense that you do not react like everyone else. Inside, you feel proud because you controlled yourself instead of being controlled by the moment. Lowering expectations of others may sound harsh, but it is deeply peaceful. People act from their level of awareness, not yours. They carry their own fears, habits, traumas, and limits. Expecting maturity from someone who has not developed it creates disappointment. Expecting loyalty from someone who has never practiced it creates pain. Stoicism does not tell you to accept mistreatment. It tells you to see clearly. If someone shows you their character, believe it. Adjust your expectations. When you stop demanding that others behave according to your standards, you free yourself from constant frustration. You accept reality and then choose your boundaries wisely. This reduces emotional drama. You become less shocked by selfish behavior, less wounded by careless words. Peace grows because your expectations match the truth. You focus on controlling your conduct instead of managing theirs. Strength also grows through voluntary discomfort. Doing one hard thing daily builds emotional immunity. Comfort weakens resilience. When every action seeks ease, even small difficulties feel heavy. Choose controlled discomfort. A cold shower, a workout when you do not feel like it. Starting the hardest task first, instead of delaying it. By choosing small doses of pain, you teach your mind that discomfort is survivable. This changes how you face unexpected challenges. If you choose pain, life hurts less because you are not shocked by it. You have practiced endurance. Confidence builds quietly through action, not through affirmations, not through praise, but through proof. Each time you complete a hard task, you collect evidence that you can handle more than you thought. That evidence strengthens identity. Another habit protects your energy in social situations. Speak less and observe more. Many problems begin with unnecessary words. Oversharing, defending opinions no one asked for, reacting verbally to every slight. Silence builds clarity. When you speak less, you listen more. When you listen more, you understand better. Observation reveals patterns. You notice how people behave under pressure. You notice who respects boundaries. You notice your own emotional triggers. Speaking less does not mean becoming passive. It means becoming intentional. Your words gain weight because they are not constant. Mental stability increases because you are not entangled in every argument. Presence becomes stronger because silence creates gravity. People sense that you are not easily moved. Detaching from praise and criticism protects your inner balance. Other people's opinions are unstable. Today they admire you. Tomorrow they question you. If praise controls you, criticism will destroy you. Anchoring your worth internally means evaluating yourself by your standards. Did you act with integrity? Did you control your emotions? Did you fulfill your responsibilities? External applause feels good, but it cannot be your foundation. When your identity depends on approval, you live nervously. Every comment becomes a threat or a reward. Emotional independence grows when you value character over reputation. You accept feedback calmly. You ignore noise confidently. You remain steady whether the crowd claps or stays silent. Night reflection completes the daily cycle. Before sleep, review the day briefly. What did you do well? Where did you lose control? How can you improve tomorrow? No guilt, just data. This habit was practiced by Stoics as a form of mental accounting. You track behavior without self-hate. Improvement becomes systematic. You notice patterns, you correct them early. Small mistakes do not grow into habits because you address them quickly. Reflection strengthens awareness. Awareness strengthens discipline. Discipline strengthens character. Finally, remember you will die. Memento mori. Not dark, not depressing, clarifying. Time is limited. Each day is a step closer to the end. This awareness sharpens priorities. Small problems become smaller. Petty arguments lose importance. You choose conversations carefully. You use time intentionally. Gratitude deepens because moments feel rare. Urgency appears, not in panic, but in focus. You stop postponing growth. You stop delaying difficult decisions. Mortality humbles the ego and energizes action. When you remember that life is temporary, you stop wasting it on trivial battles. You begin living deliberately. Yes, I understand clearly. No clip suggestions. No scene directions. Fully faceless, voice-driven, strong authority tone, clean ending flow. Here is your powerful strong ending structure, written as a full script section. The real transformation was never outside you. It was inside your reactions. Before this, small problems controlled your mood. A message could ruin your focus. A delay could ruin your day. A comment could live in your head for hours. You were reactive, always responding without thinking, always defending, always explaining. Then came overthinking, the endless replaying of conversations, the imaginary arguments, the fear of what might happen tomorrow. Energy draining slowly without you noticing. Emotions rising fast and falling hard. One good moment followed by 3 unstable ones. Always tired, always slightly tense, always carrying mental weight that did not need to be carried. But now the shift is clear. You understand the difference between what you control and what you do not. You pause before reacting. You expect difficulty instead of being surprised by it. You lower expectations of others and raise standards for yourself. You choose small discomfort daily and grow stronger from it. You observe more. You speak with intention. You detach from unstable praise and careless criticism. You reflect at night instead of blaming the world. You remember that time is limited and that memory alone makes you sharper. That is the transformation. From reactive to calm, from overthinking to intentional, from emotional chaos to resilience, from drained to stable. Calm does not mean weak. It means controlled. Intentional does not mean slow. It means precise. Resilient does not mean emotionless. It means unshaken. Stable does not mean boring. It means powerful. This is what Stoicism builds, not motivation, not hype, not temporary inspiration. It builds structure inside your mind, and structure creates peace. Most people try to change their life by changing their circumstances. New job, new city, new relationship, new routine. But they carry the same undisciplined mind into every new situation, and the same patterns repeat. The same frustration returns. The same emotional swings follow them. You do not need a better life. You need a better mind. When your mind becomes stronger, your experience of life changes. Problems stay problems. People stay imperfect. The world stays unpredictable. But you remain steady. And that steadiness is rare. If this shifted your thinking even slightly, subscribe. Because this channel is not about quick motivation. It is about mental strength. It is about discipline. It is about training your mind the same way others train their body. Like the video if you value clarity. Share it with someone who needs peace instead of pressure. And if you are serious about becoming calm in a chaotic world, stay connected. I will see you in the next one.